Hi guys, it's John here, and this is a look and review of the Divoom Pixoo 64. So what is the Pixoo 64? Well, this is a 10.3-inch pixel art cloud frame, as you can see on the top here, and this allows you to display various things on this 64 by 64 frame to meet whatever needs you have. So you can see here some suggestions are social media counter, crypto and stock tracking, music visualizer, and pixel lighting decoration. So let's take a look at this and see whether this £100 odd pixel art display might be for you. So here is the display out of the box. You can see this 10.3-inch glossy screen here, and yeah, it's pretty much what it looks like. It's a sort of square photo frame, but obviously with the benefit of having those LED lights on it. So you can see here on the front we have 3 little holes here for a microphone. On the bottom of the device we have 2 mounts here, so you can mount it on one of your camera stands or another mount if you've got one. We also have one of those on the top, and this can obviously be mounted either way, up or down, and you can rotate the display as you see fit. Nothing on the left hand side, but on the right hand side we do get a power button, and we also get a brightness looking button which actually just displays or flicks through the various clocks or pictures you have on the display. On the back here we get a little mount here for a sort of standard picture hook. We also get a larger mount here for larger mount, or this can be used as a desk stand here with this little pull out thing here. We've just popped that in there and up we go. We can now use that as a stand to stand it somewhere and have it on display on our desk if we don't want to hang it up anywhere. Also on the back we do get a little speaker, which you'll see here in the top corner. Now this isn't really for playing music or anything, this is just for alarms and other things that you may wish to have coming from your Divoom during the day. So also in the box is a nice long USB cable and a 5-volt 2-amp adapter, and we are going to get this loaded up and see how it looks. This is a custom loading animation which I've chosen from the store. You can choose whatever you like to have appear when you turn your Pixoo on. Okay, so here is the display powered up, and you can see here I've got some custom and little animations or GIFs loaded up just to cycle through on the home screen when I'm not doing anything. And basically where you're going to want to do most of your controlling here is via the app. So this connects via 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi to your network, and then you can install the app and basically customize and do whatever you want from the palm of your hand. You can do some configuration from the button on the side here, but I'd highly recommend use the app if at all possible. So the main thing that the Pixoo 64 is good at is displaying what they call clocks. So if we have a look here in the app, we can get into it a bit further. Okay, so this is what the app looks like from the offset. It's not the most intuitive app out there. So let's go into the main sort of feature that you'll probably be using here, and that is what they call My Clocks, so the thing that's on the display throughout the day. So looking through the clock gallery, you can add in various styles of clock. So there's various categories here. So we've got social, financial, nature and weather, holidays, tools, sport, games, smart hardware, custom ones and plans. But let's just have a quick look at some of the clocks I've downloaded here and what this might be useful for yourself. So you've got things for sports. So here I've got a UEFA clock to display the latest UEFA football matches. You can set yourself a clock for RSS feeds. Now some of these clocks I think could do with some tweaking. You can see here on the Pixoo 64, this is way too big a font to be having on this device. They could hopefully shrink the font when it's detecting that it's on a 64 by 64 LED screen. We've got things here for currency. So you can see here, we've got the latest Bitcoin price, and this will cycle through any of the specific currencies you select that are compatible. So you can see here, I've got a few different ones listed in my version of the app, and you can add in various new pages and select other cryptocurrencies that you want to display. Now there's not a huge number of currencies. Some of the ones I've searched for, they aren't appearing. So that's a bit of a shame, but hopefully they just keep adding new currencies as and when possible. So we've got some gaming ones as well. We've got Dota 2, so you can stream how good or bad you are on Dota. You've got other things like Clash of Clans, a bit of an old game, but people do still play it. Overwatch as well. Now this one I've had some problems with. I can't seem to get my account to display, so it'd be good if they could improve and fix apps over time. If you look at the comments here, you can see that people are commenting that this isn't working, but it doesn't seem to have been fixed, and that was from 2022. So yeah, I hope they do start to fine-tune some of these clocks over time, because they could be really, really good. You've got things like weather here, so we can display the weather, and this would be a nice one just to have on the wall, you know, above your computer or on your desk if you've got using the desk stand, just to display the current weather. You can obviously set your location and other things inside the clock itself, as you can see here, and change it to Fahrenheit if you're American. But yeah, there's some good customization for these clocks. You have a sort of social media one here, so I don't really have much social media, but I can display my YouTube view count and subscribers, which is quite fun. And just regular clocks as well. So there's a nice little sleeping kitten here. So what are these plan clocks here then? Well, what you can do with these ones is actually set different clocks to happen or play, sorry, on the screen throughout the day. So let's say you want to play the sleeping kitty clock, this one here, and then after that you want to go to the visualizer for 60 seconds. And then after that you want to go to the cloud channel, and then you can keep setting different clocks to rotate throughout the day. So maybe you want to turn on another one, and you might want to go to the Bitcoin one. So let's find the financial and go to the currency version 2. So we are now going to have that in our display. You can see here we're currently on the visualizer one, and that microphone here is picking up the sound. So again, if you've got music playing, this would be a nice one to just have on constantly whilst you're listening to music. So let's save this clock setting here, and we'll make sure that is selected, which it is. So after 30 seconds now, we're going to go back to our second clock, which was the visualizer. Then we'll move on to the cloud channel, and then we'll move on to the currency. So that's good to have a sort of rotation throughout the day of things that will be on a constant loop on your frame. So the other plan here I've got set is just through a load of GIFs I've downloaded from the store. So basically, if you go into the gallery here, which is in the middle, you can go and find something that you like an exploding tomato, and you can just save that to one of your custom profiles here, I guess it's called. And then once you've got a profile set with all the GIFs that you want, you then go back into your plan, and then you can tell it which of your custom plans you have saved it to. So here I've got custom one, and it will just play for 30 minutes, going through all of the lovely GIFs here that I've downloaded, and I'll just keep them on a rotation. So what else can you do inside the app here? Well, you can set the brightness. So if this is a bit too bright in your room, you can just turn it down. You can even turn the brightness off completely if you need to. You can also just turn off the Pixoo completely from this section. I think all that is basically turn off the LEDs completely. You can also design your own animated GIFs if you want to actually try and create your own ones. Now this has got a lot of customization here. You can import photos, you can do all sorts of things here. And you can see here, I took a photo of my wounded android figure here, and you can just create frames at the top here, add another frame, draw something on it, and it will start playing it as a sort of animated GIF. So yeah, there's lots of customization. Like I say, the fact you can just import a photo and it pixelizes it for you, I think is really nice. The other handy thing here, having a S24 Ultra, is the ability to just color in those pixels exactly as you wish. So we can get our Android here looking a bit more evil, let's say, and it will obviously display it on the screen there. So yeah, it's really good fun just playing around with this and just creating your own things, importing your own images and just making them appear on your Pixoo. So another thing in the app they've got here is pixel coloring, and what you can actually do is just find something that you want to color in. So let's just say this cow here, and it's basically just a coloring game. So you just select your color. Here we go, this is probably a better example. And then it will display. So yeah, probably quite good for children just to play around with, just for a bit of fun. So the other thing on here, which I was a bit confused about, is the music section here. So you can play local files from your audio library. And I guess the idea is that you have the visualization on at the same time, and then you would be watching the visualization as you're playing music. Okay, so I've put the visualizer on now. Let's play some music and see how it goes.
All within our own test facilities, and can provide inventory management systems to suit your requirements.
So yeah, that's a good one. But like I say, you'd probably just be playing music from your normal speakers, or maybe just from Spotify or something on your phone. But yeah, you can have the visualizer on whilst you're doing that. So the next thing you can do is you can set alarms. So if you want to set an alarm to go off and your frame to actually make a noise, then you can do that indeed by just setting it to a certain time. So let's go for 4 o'clock. And you can even tell it to display a certain logo when that time comes. So we've just chosen something here. Let's choose a different one here. Let's have that one there. And at 4 o'clock, we should see the Pixoo set an alarm off. And there we go. You can go into Planner as well. So this is quite good, as this allows you to have certain clocks displayed during certain times of the day. So you can see here the example I got set up. So at the moment I've put 7 to 8 in the morning, just have the calendar displayed, and then from 8 to 8:30 just show me the weather, and then after the weather just show me the crypto prices until 12 o'clock. So that's quite a handy one. You've also got a stopwatch here, so if you were timing something or playing some sort of game, you could have this displaying a stopwatch, and you've also got a countdown timer, as you can see. So yeah, you can get some quite cool things on display. Noise meter, this is obviously just a noise meter, so nothing too interesting there. And you do also get a scoreboard here, so if you're playing some game of some form, you can keep track of your score, and obviously people can also see what's going on. Right, so that is my look and review of the Pixoo 64. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I have put an affiliate link in the description if you want to save 10% on your purchase. And yeah, I think it's a really cool device just for displaying either just cool images like this, or for those who do want to keep track of stocks or shares or the latest news. That's really quite cool as well. And obviously for that visualizer feature as well, that's pretty cool having a visualizer on the wall for when you listen to your music. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below. If you've got any questions at all, I will do my best to answer where I can. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.